Hi, have you ever taken an online class? How did you like it? Did you like the teacher? Well, my name is Scott Keller and I'm learning to be an online teacher at Florida State University. I'd like to discuss my philosophy of teaching online with you and see what you think. I'd like to discuss the qualities of an effective online teacher, which are different from the qualities of an effective face-to-face teacher, believe it or not. I've narrowed it down to four main qualities, the most important of which is to be a good communicator. The second is to collaborate with your students rather than talking to them, and then be inquisitive and adaptable. Communication, as I mentioned, is the most important part, and why do I say that? Well, if you're talking face to face, did you know 80% of communication is nonverbal? It has to do with your tone of voice, what you say, your gestures, how you look. All of that is missing when you're doing communication over the internet. So you have to really be effective at that 20%. How do you do that? Well, we use learning management systems in most online classes, such as Blackboard or Moodle. These are basically portals where the student goes to find out what's going on and then to enter their courses. Well, if they come in the first week and they don't see anything on that welcoming screen, what are they going to think? They are going to think that they're on their own. You need to be very welcoming, and you need to have something for them to do and something that will get them in contact with other students. How about a link to a discussion board question that's just fun and talking about what they like to do? Learning about their passions is going to be very important later on. Next, you need to talk with the parents on a regular basis, because a lot of parents are dubious about online courses. Sometimes with good reason. Maybe they have had a bad experience in the past. Well, your job as an effective online teacher is to alleviate that by helping them help their student. In other words, using them as a partner to help their student learn, their child learn, and your student learn. Another person you have to really be communicating with is your supervisor and the administrative staff of the school. They can help you by telling you what is available, and they can really help you understand and get professional help for learning how to teach better online. Finally, your fellow teachers and you can collaborate a lot. Find out what works, what doesn't, what's going on. So it's good to communicate with everybody if you're a teacher. The next thing is, how do you teach your students? In a traditional class, the teacher sat up there and lectured for an hour until the bell rang and then gave an assignment. Well, that really didn't work, and yet it happened for decades upon decades. We find that collaboration works a lot better. In fact, today's digital native students can teach you a lot about technology, and in addition to that, they can use that technology to find out a lot of things on their own. All they need you to do is to guide them in the right direction, and they will take off like a rocket if you let them. And that's where the passion comes in. Remember, I asked you to ask them a question about passion. What if they like photography? How about making one of their assignments a photo journal about something in your class? Then, if it's good, you could put it up on a bulletin board for the whole school to see. How cool would that be? Another thing that a teacher has to be is inquisitive, because if you are not thinking, what can I do better and what technologies are out there, then you're falling further and further behind, because technology is changing all the time. And speaking of technology, you have to be very adaptable, because as we all know, Murphy's Law works best in technology. So you have to have various ways of getting around problems so that your students can continue to learn if you have issues. So communication, collaboration, inquisitiveness, and adaptability are the four qualities, I think, are very important in an online teacher. Thank you.